Hello everyone, my name is Min, and I'm your dead DM. And my throat just made a funny sound. Whatever, I'm just gonna keep going. I wasn't sure what kind of video to make for turning 25. I thought about making a Draw My Life, but I felt completely and totally overwhelmed trying to summarize 25 years of life. I swear I feel like I've had a very simple one, but when I try and dig into it, I really felt where I started compared to where I am. Not to say my life is special in that way. I'm sure if anyone started digging into what makes them who they are, they would find mountains and mountains of moments. So let me just give a brief reflection, I guess. This video, this video is more for me in the future, but if anyone's watching it now, I guess this is a good where I came from, where I am, and where I'm going. So, when I was thinking about myself as a young child, I remember feeling profoundly lonely. I was a really happy kid, don't get me wrong. I had parents that loved me and both sets of grandparents, which I know is very lucky for a child. I was pretty happy, but as a child I had very limited access to other kids my age. So there was this weird shadow always kind of looming off in the distance. And I remember I would fill my childhood and fill that time and fill everything with daydreaming, mentally hiding in fictional worlds of my own design. I would have so many imaginary friends, and I would build these castles and mountains of a world. And as a kid, I used to tell my mom I wanted to be an imaginary-tologist, which was supposed to be someone who studied imaginations and not someone who did bullshit for a living. As I got a little bit older, I was bullied pretty hard as a kid. I met my bully, the one that really harassed me pretty constantly. I met her at the beginning of 5th grade, and I remember I met her on the night before the first day of school. She was new, and I had been new 2 years before, and I had made a really good friend by introducing myself to them just a couple years before. So I thought, what the heck? And I was like, hey, do you want to sit next to me? So we sat next to each other. I remember hoping I would make a good friend. And then 3 days, roughly, it was within the first week, it was about 3 days, after meeting her, I remember she cornered me at my locker and asked me why I read so slow, which I explained to her, as I will say to y'all. I'm dyslexic, so I've always struggled with reading. In fact, if you don't know this, when I read my script for videos, I actually speed it up because I read slow. I speed up the tempo, not the speed. But so I explained to her, well, you see, I'm dyslexic, so I read slow. And I will never forget that she responded by looking me up and down and going, oh, so you're retarded. That moment has stuck with me ever since that day. That's where it started, and it only got worse from there. I remember from a really young age, wanting to die as a child. I didn't have a plan for staying too long. I didn't want to make it as far as I am now. Also, outside of just being bullied, I grew up in an extremely Christian area. Not to say Christianity is bad, but some people, I felt like I needed to hide things about myself, like questioning my gender at a young age and feeling an attraction to both girls and boys. And I felt afraid of being myself. So I started acting how I wanted people to see me. I started acting how I thought people wanted me to be. And I remember I would see characters on shows, and I would try and mirror those personalities. I felt such a big connection to fictional characters like Toru from Fruits Basket, who was just kind and ditzy, and everyone liked her, and other shows similar. And I was like, that's what I want to be like. I want to be like that. Because I thought maybe if I was like that, if I was dumb and kind and didn't stand up for myself, that people would like me, or at least leave me alone. And eventually that started to work. Pretending to be exactly how people wanted me to be, ended up working really well. People left me alone, and I was conditioned for my own safety to be that way, because no one tried to hurt me when they liked me. In reflection as a child, I needed someone kind and understanding, but that was also unapologetically themselves. I didn't get comfortable in my own skin until like probably mid-college. Throughout high school, I continued to try and be like a perfect fake-ass person the whole time. And then when I got to college, it was like, cool, I did all this work. Who am I now? Who have I ever been? I went to college at SCAD, Savannah College of Art and Design, and I met a lot of people from all over the world and all different backgrounds. And that was really good for me because I grew up, again, in a backward-ass southern town. I started going by men in my classes, which is what I had gone by online since I was like 15. Just about. My friend Sweets gave me that nickname after the name I was using before that. And I started going by it in person. SCAD actually has a way to edit your preferred name so that you can just edit it and then you're on professor registers like that forever. So that's what I did, and I instantly felt happier. I felt so much happier being called by a name that was mine. I stopped trying to hide myself from people who cared about me. The places I feel like I grew the most were at SCAD, for the short time I lived in Romania and the shorter time I lived in LA. All those places, all of those experiences shaped me to be the way that I am now. And phrasing it like that might make it sound like everything was really good the whole time. And that's not accurate, and to try and paint it that way would be disingenuous. No one grows during good times. In fact, some absolutely terrible things happened to me in all of those places, and even here at home. While I was at college, I was here for the summer while I was in college years. Fire destroyed everything I had left of my father's mother, my grandmother. Bleeding from high school into college, the military and alcohol destroyed my father and my relationship with him. There was a short time in college I accidentally ended up living with a sketchy-ass drug dealer. A childhood friend of mine passed away while I was at college. A party across the street, my senior year, a party across the street had a little mini shootout. I remember sitting at my Cintiq working on homework with my little dog and hearing gunshots. So that was interesting. Then I got a dream job it was a dream job, except it wasn't. And so I eventually had to move back home from LA. And now I feel like I'm back where I started. I'm back in the same backward-ass southern town with all the same people I conditioned myself to hide from. But it's not the same this time, because I have people that I don't have to hide at arm's length for them to love me. Because my relationship with my mom has only gotten stronger since I've become more honest with her and since I've taught her to learn things on her own. Love you, Mom. I assume you're watching this video. You're such an important supporting part of my life. And because I have friends all over the world, I feel appropriately small in the way that nothing I do matters, but everything I do matters. I don't have to be successful. I don't have to be famous. I could have 100K subs, or 10, or 1, or 100. Even if I just had my friends and my mom. I just want to find happiness in creating. Through cyclings of highs and lows, depression and mania, just maddening in its repetition, I'm happy to be alive. And that's not something I'm used to being able to say, though I've been able to say it for a long time. It feels that way, at least. And moment to moment I change. I'm not consistent. Not always. But even moment to moment changing, I feel like I stay the same. I feel like I'm the same person. I don't feel like I'm wearing someone else's skin anymore. I feel like I'm just me. And there is nothing that could make me happier than just being where I'm at right now, as far as who I am. So I'm starting. into 25. 25! I can't wait to see where it goes. I don't know where it'll go. I don't have any grand plans. Which means, not having grand plans is both good because it doesn't set me up for expectations, but it also, I guess at times, could give me minimal drive. So it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see where we go. If you are watching this, if you are a subscriber, thank you. There's over 450, I think, now. What the heck? 450 people in 3 years. I think I've had this channel for 3 years, and I haven't been consistent. That's a lot of people. I know it's not something stupid like 100K, but that's I can't even picture 100 people in a room. 400 people. And I'm dumb, y'all. I don't know. I'm grateful. That's all I can say is that I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be where I am. So thank you, if you're watching this. Thank you for wasting what I've been recorded 15 minutes almost. It'll probably be shortened down a lot. My name is Min. I am your dead DM. If you liked this video, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And I hope you're happy or find happiness with who you are.